Carolina. Could probably play some golf this weekend.
All right, fantastic. And today's topic is why traditional diversification no longer protects wealth. Why doesn't traditional diversification protect wealth the way it used to?
Well, Neil, one thing I tell people, especially when they had all the money in the market, that's not diversification. They got stocks here and stocks there or whatever, but that's not diversification. And the reason, because diversification was designed to manage market risk, not systematic risk. Today's taxes, regulations, and policy shifts, they affect the multiple asset classes all at once. People don't understand this. And that's regardless of how those diversified assets and the portfolio looks like. And people, they just need to have different assets in different areas.
What kind of risks does traditional diversification completely ignore?
Well, one of the great things is tax concentration risk, regulatory exposure, liquidity risk, and policy risk. You can be diversified across stocks, bonds, and real estate and still be fully exposed to the same tax and reporting systems. Because especially now with AI, Neil, everything is visible and it's invisible all at once.
How do taxes undermine diversification across asset classes?
Well, I get into this all the time. Different assets may grow differently, but they also get taxed simultaneously. Capital gains, income taxes, surtaxes, and required distributions. They don't care where the return came from, only that it shows up. And it's showing up now because of the increased visibility.
Why does policy risk hit diversified portfolios all at once?
Well, because policies target behaviors, not assets. Income, ownership, liquidity, and visibility are regulated across the board. A single policy change can affect every diversified asset holding simultaneously. People do not understand this, Neil.
What's a common mistake high net worth investors make when relying on diversification?
Well, they confuse spreading assets with reducing exposure. Diversification without structural planning simply spreads it. It doesn't eliminate it. It's like I said, you've got to have different buckets of money when it comes to retirement.
What replaces traditional diversification and modern wealth strategy?
Well, strategic diversification, I like that because mine is strategic wealth planning. But diversification, how income is taxed, when it is recognized, how assets are how assets are owned, and how visible they are. Protection now comes from structures and timing, not just asset allocation. It's just, we've been okay. We got this asset. It's diversified. I mean, it's deferred. Okay. Well, when you defer taxes now, you're getting taxed at a higher rate later. But what I like to do is get my assets in a tax-free vehicle. And none of these things that these questions are coming up for people, they don't include insurance products, which are in an asset class all of their own. They're not taxed. They grow tax deferred. They can be a tax deduction if properly set up, but the distributions are tax-free. And here's the big thing, Neil. I don't care if taxes go up 100%. If you own a tax-free vehicle, you're not paying any extra taxes, period. And people don't understand this. They've been inundated, like I said, the propaganda of Wall Street. The only way to save for your retirement or something else is a 401k or a stock portfolio. And all they do is, they're great, but you have to have diversified assets in retirement, especially when it comes to guaranteed income.
So, Alan, what replaces traditional diversification in a modern wealth strategy?
Again, Neil, we went over this strategic diversification. Like I said, we use tax-free assets such as cash value life insurance, the Roth products, which will be possibly in a stock portfolio. But the thing is, you've got to have strategic planning. And like I've always said, Neil, you've got to have a plan for everything. And if you have a plan, improve on it every year. But many of these people have, okay, this happened. I've been doing this for 10 years. Well, guess what? Things change. And it's just like, I talk with many people, especially affluent clients. And I asked them two questions. I said, when's the last time any of your advisors give you any proactive advice on saving taxes? It is slim to never. And the other question, Neil, is you may have the greatest advisors in the world, but it's what they don't know that's going to end up costing you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a year in undue taxes, fees, and lost opportunity cost. And that's what I do, is I show people how to save money in taxes, fees, and lost opportunity cost.
Yeah, and that's the key thing that you're able to do. And diversification, this is just another word for busyness versus really strategy, what you do.
You got to have strategic diversification.
And that's why you should go to strategicwealthstrategies.com and schedule a call with Alan today, or call him at 910-551-1046 or strategicwealthstrategies.com. And you don't charge for your consults, do you, Alan?
No, I don't charge my consultations at all. I'm very passionate about what I do, Neil. It's all about education. People need to know this because it changes their financial future, the financial future not only for them but for their families and their legacy.